14,000 apprentices.
Question number 7, Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister and asks, does he stand by his statement, quote, "I am deeply concerned about every child in New Zealand who is in poverty," end quote?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes.
Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by his statement on First Line this morning when asked about child poverty that, quote, "there are isolated examples that are being reported of a child being hungry," end quote? And if so, how many isolated cases are there?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I can't give the member the exact number, but in relation to all of the children that go to school, that number would be relatively small, but the government has been aware of that. That's why we've extended the contribution to food in schools. That's why we've extended the money we've given Kids Can. That's why we've supported Fonterra's Milk and School program.
Jacinda Ardern.
Mr Speaker, does he agree with the charity Variety that children in poverty in New Zealand should be assisted through a $1 a day style sponsorship program? And if so, will he be sponsoring a child?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, firstly, Mr Speaker, I welcome what Variety are doing. We welcome private sector and non-profits actually helping New Zealand families. It's not new. That particular program might be, but there are other great examples of charities. The government needs partners to work alongside them, and the government itself is doing a huge number of things in this area. I mean, not just for the members' education, in case she's forgotten. I mean, the government, for instance, has rolled out the Warm Up Heat Smart New Zealand program for a lot of New Zealanders. It's increased the funding for ECE. It's running a very extensive rheumatic fever program. It's now ensured that there are free doctors' visits and after-hour visits for 6-year-olds. It's improved maternity services.
Order. It's well beyond the question asked. Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Prime Minister. Does he believe that the 2 out of 5 children living in poverty in the homes of families where their parents are in work should have to rely on charity to survive?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, no, that would be my preference that they wouldn't. That's why the government has supported working for families and supports the in-work tax credit. But I simply make this one point because I think it's a fair point around the overall debate of the member. In 2007, this country posted a $7 billion surplus. At the time, what was reported in terms of the number of children likely to be living in poverty was somewhere between 170,000 and 240,000. So when we had a $7 billion surplus, we had up to a quarter of a million New Zealand children in poverty. So this issue ain't new.
Question number 8, Dr. Russell.